Thank you guys for coming. This is a incredibly special screening for me. For many reasons. One, because obviously Quentin Tarantino picked it to be part of his 90s tribute, which is incredible. And we got a lot of old friends and family and people who worked on the film here tonight, which is amazing. But also, this was my theater. This was a theater when I directed Bodies. I lived not too far from here, off of Beverly on Sweetser, and my roommate was Rory Kelly, who directed the second film, Sleep With Me. And he was my best buddy from film school, and at UCLA, one of the best things about going to film school was all the incredible films you get to see. We'd see 5, 6, 7 classic movies a week, but it wasn't enough. We were just total film addicts, and so we lived in this area just to come to this theater, and we'd be lining up to see, Orson Welles or Kurosawa or Russ Myers or whatever. And I love that you guys have kept, this is the exact design they had. This was like in the mid-80s. When I was coming here to the mid-90s a lot, and I used to collect these things and tack them up on my bulletin board, and there was always, the magnets on the refrigerator, and stare at them, and just kind of dream about having a movie play here one day. And Bodies had some incredible screenings. It was in competition at Sundance, which was another big dream. It went to the Cannes Film Festival. It was in the Certain Regard section at the Cannes, and we walked the red steps there, and that was an amazing experience. And it did play here in 1993. And it's a funny story. I don't know if you know this, Julie, but I was out of the country, and actually the Water Dance played the month before, and I didn't introduce the film. I just came to see it, and that was a surreal experience to have your theater, your revival house playing your movie. It was incredible. And the following month, I was out of the country, and this is back when I had the answering machine with the cassette tape in it. It seems ridiculous now, but I would only call in once if I was leaving town for a week or a week and a half, and just collect the messages halfway through the trip, and then come back after I was back, and then listen to the rest of the messages. So while I'm out of the country, I start getting messages that this is playing at the New Beverly. This is like, oh my God, I can't get back over. I can't believe I'm gonna miss this. But I miss it, and I come back, and I start playing the rest of the messages, and there's one. It's like, Michael, this is Quentin Tarantino, and your movie is playing at the New Beverly this Thursday, and I'm gonna go. I haven't seen it projected since it came out. It's playing on a double bill with Slackers, and you should come, and you should introduce the movie, and it'll be great. We'll have a good time. So I get back days after he left the message. I missed the screening. He probably thinks I'm a jerk because I don't get back to him, but I did eventually. And I got my calendar, with all these great movies. The Unforgiven's on there, and Mean Streets is on there, There's Bodies, Rest in Motion, Slackers on there. And it's framed, and it's up on my wall in my office, and it's probably one of my most prized possessions. But it didn't really count in a way, because it screened in '93, which was the year that it came out. So the New Beverly would often show whatever indie movie was out that year, and they would kind of mop up the extra dollars, and so it hadn't really become one of those movies that was a regular on the Revival House. But for me, it was fun, and if my house was burning down, I'd probably, after saving my wife and my dog, I'd probably grab the framed calendar from the New Beverly. So this is incredibly special that it's now playing here 22 years after we made it. Quentin selected it. Is Roger here? Is he? Yeah, I want to say, while I was living on Sweetser, coming to movies here, Sweetser was my favorite street. I lived in 5 different places on Sweetser. I had to move to Harper for a period with Rory, the director. I was very bummed about moving to Harper, but I met Roger who was living in the place above us, and there's a funny story, we could probably talk about it during the Q&A. But this was about, I would say 87 or somewhere around there. And Roger was a playwright who was out from New York, and he was working at the studios and making money in Hollywood. And we became fast friends, and he knew that this is before I'd done The Water Dance, or I just had a student film. And he had a play, Bodies, Rest in Motion, that he said, I think there might be a movie in this, you should check this out. And I read it, and I was truly blown away by an original voice that I had not seen, describing characters and situations and a tone that I knew from life, but I had not seen in a movie yet. And this was before the Douglas Copeland book, the Generation X. They now call it like a Generation X movie, but that book had not come out. Sex, Lies, and Videotape had not come out. And we were trying to raise a couple $100,000, I think, and people they'd read the script and they had no idea, like, nothing happens. It's just, there is a plot, but it's a very minimal plot. And it wasn't until I made The Water Dance and we met Eric that we kind of got it off the ground. But I know when Quentin met Roger and we went to, with Sleep With Me, we went to the Cannes Film Festival, that one of the things Quentin really responded to in Bodies, because he loves the movie, was the language and the rhythm and the sort of poetry in it. And it was an incredible experience making film. It was a true 90s indie movie where we were not concerned about a showpiece for Hollywood or anything. It was a very artistic environment with the actors and working with Roger's script, which was a real privilege. Thank you, Roger, for entrusting me with it. And thank you guys for all coming. Thank you, Julie, this print is a print that I lugged around for many years. I don't think I've ever even screened it. I finally donated it. Yeah, so I heard UCLA checked it out, and it's in good shape. So this will be my next framed calendar on the wall. Thank you.